January 2010, the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, JSIF, has been touching lives through the Rural Economic Development Initiative REDI project.
REDI has come as a response to JSIF's poverty alleviation efforts, which really looked and called out for more sustainable livelihoods. What we've done over the years is provide infrastructure in terms of drip irrigation, tanks, fertigation equipment. We have provided technology in terms of greenhouse and protected farming. We have provided facilities for livestock. Close to 3,000 farmers have benefited from this program, and if you multiply that by a typical household of 4 to 5, you can see where the numbers are going. And so it's literally hundreds of thousands of families that have really now been impacted by this program.
When bauxite mining ended on lands in Blue Mountain, St. Anne, the REDI project intervened. In collaboration with the Jamaica Bauxite Institute, a water harvesting and greenhouse cluster project was undertaken. The project was similar to ones executed on other mined-out lands in Manchester, St. Anne and St. Elizabeth. Some $174 million were pumped into the projects across the 3 parishes.
We have a bauxite company, Windalco, that's in close proximity, and as a result of the mining, farmers were disturbed. Most of the land in the community, it belonged to Windalco, and so their livelihood depended on farming.
Having a greenhouse here now, it's really exciting for us. We are learning new things. We were not accustomed to it, so we are learning how to control pests. We are learning how to control the different diseases, and we are learning how to use the different fertilizers and chemicals in the greenhouse. In the outdoor system, it wasn't like that. Farmers would just use anything.
It helps a lot of us around here. It's 20 greenhouses and 20 of us get one. So it's a good benefit. I love it.
For Louise Lawrence, the REDI intervention was timely. She said without it, her children wouldn't have gone to university.
It helped me a great lot, because I have children going to school, and so it helps with providing them with their school fees and all of that.
The REDI project has also given many residents in Blue Mountain a second chance at earning a living. Kent Skyers is chairman of the Water Valley Mines Community Council, and he says the REDI project has revolutionized agriculture in the area.
This project that we have here is, I would describe it as one of the single most important things that has happened to the Jamaica agricultural sector in many, many years. Where we have JSIF, JBI, and the bauxite companies, in particular here, Naranda, working together to enhance and build agriculture. It is showing that agriculture and bauxite mining can coexist. At the end of the day, what we want to do is uplift the life of the farmers.
The water harvesting component of the project has allowed farmers to produce continuously without suffering from the adverse effects of the dry periods.
By having this project, we're able to produce 12 months of the year on a continuous basis. And we're able to capture, to store water in ponds that were used for mining purposes. So these ponds were mined out, and now they have been reclaimed, and they have now used to store water. And that is the kind of model that we want to have right across Jamaica, where we use water harvesting to boost agriculture.
In the neighboring parish of St. Elizabeth, the Phase 3 drip irrigation project has benefited over 2,500 individuals directly and indirectly.
To be very honest with you, ever since I was a child, I have never seen anything of this magnitude that has been done to farmers in South St. Elizabeth. It really brought tears to my eyes when I see the amount of tanks and drips and all the goodies that were donated to farmers by JSIF. I've never seen anything near to this magnitude that we have seen in terms of assistance with drips and hose and as you can see over there, the water jump. So it has been a very, very, very good venture by JSIF to have come and made these donations, helping farmers to elevate them to, you know, because a lot of people, they would not have been able to afford all these drips and water tanks that have been donated.
First of all, the bending, the bucket, and the watering, take time watering, that's out now. We just turn on our drip and then everything is being done. Fertilization, liquid fertilization, we pump it through our drip, we just relax and everything is fine. And the yield is triple times what we used to get. It has benefited me so much economically, I'm getting more money in my pocket. And I'm spending less on manual labor and water.
A lifesaver, this man. This is very, very, very good. I get a good help. It's a good project, this. And I hope they may continue with it. And don't lock it off at all. I hope they may continue with it, because I feel good if they continue more with it.
There's also a pig rearing project in Prospect, St. Elizabeth. The objective of that intervention was to help increase the scale on which pig farming is done in Jamaica. This would in turn guarantee the availability of higher quality pork for the local market. The project also sought to address the issue of traceability, a major problem identified in the industry.
The program itself has benefited not only us as the members of this Pig Farmers Association, but it had impacted also the community, because in the development of this edifice right now, a lot of people from the community have gotten jobs that they have made themselves better. So this has been is a community project, and at least according to the giant production with the cooperation with the REDI program and with JSIF, and at its palm of alleviating poverty, we have seen that greatly.
At the Prospect facility, natural gas is extracted from pig waste.
Whatever waste material comes from the unit, it goes down into the digester. Right? So the digester, it contains microorganisms and macroorganisms that breaks down the feces, helps to produce gas. Right? All right, so this gas is used, or like in the cold season, especially in the December seasons, right? They utilize it to produce heat, to warm up the pigs, because in those times, it's very cold. All right, so you can see that we're getting the gas from the feces.
The story of the Flower Hill Bammy factory in St. James was born out of a dream to provide employment for young people.
We started as a little group here with 12 ladies, where we do legal work and craft. But after considering that in our district here, we have a lot of young people who cannot go into the town to get a job. And in our district here, we had a lot of cassava. This side of the country, western side, we do not have a factory. So rather, our Ministry of Agriculture board get together and they decided that we could have a Bammy factory here in Flower Hill.
With JSIF putting over $17 million into the project, the overall objective was to assist the Flower Hill Producers Cooperative to achieve cassava value chain improvement through the expansion, equipping, and certification of the production plant and capacity building of the management.
It provided employment for our ladies in Flower Hill and around, like adjoining district, and it also helped the farmers because they plant more cassava, they increase their production, and it also helped the taxi men that run in the area because we travel, and sometimes we chartered them to deliver for us.
She said JSIF came when the community needed them most.
We were getting frustrated when we were in our small building. But JSIF come in that time and they expand the building, and we were so comfortable. We got new equipment from them. And not only that, JSIF encouraged us to go forward.
Perishable Jamaica Limited, manufacturers of indigenous Jamaica herbs and spices in South Manchester, their relationship with South Manchester farmers spanned decades.
Arising out of that involvement with the farmers over the years, there was a need for improvement in the drying facilities.
The stakeholders reached out to the REDI project to partner with them to establish a dry facility to better help farmers deliver the products at the required standard.
We put together a proposal and our company leased 1 acre of our 20-acre farm to the cooperative for 49 years at a peppercorn rental, so they were able to establish the drying facility.
The farmers used to dry the meat at home using the tarpaulin and the barbecue and so forth. And to those days, there was a possibility of E. coli and Salmonella. And so to get rid of that, we thought of getting the facilities, and REDI, JSIF, and other stakeholders came on board. And we got the drying facilities run by solar. And so that has been really a boost for the farmers in the community.
Every 2 weeks we come into the community and we buy materials. So in our Jamaica, where I say you can put a pot on fire for peppermint.
The REDI project has given farmers a market advantage.
I know farmers who have been selling me peppermint when it was $8 a pound for a dried pound. And today you can get up to $460 a pound for this commodity, anywhere from and the cooperative gets $500 because our company pays the cooperative a 10% premium, because we know that the drying facility that REDI has established through JSIF is producing a better quality. If you look at the herb, it's nice and greenish in color, which is what we aim for, an army green color. So when you brew your tea, you see a nice peppermint green color.
Many of the young farmers who are not interested in farming are getting jealous and are on board now, because we have some added young farmers as members of the cooperative.
REDI isn't only about agriculture. JSIF has facilitated the development of many community tourism initiatives through the project.
And we talk about REDI on the agriculture side, but there's also the tourism side. And so REDI has also invested in developing 8 new community tourism products. And I say new meaning that they're not new attractions, but they're now on path to be newly licensed by the Jamaica Tourist Board to attract international visitors. And so you can see that in terms of our mandate of targeting the vulnerable, targeting poverty alleviation, we really have been able to underscore this matter of livelihoods and sustainable livelihoods and income earning. So we find that it fits well within our mandate. It still supports the vulnerable, it still supports poverty alleviation, but more so it's really now supporting small and micro business enterprises.
Rastafari Indigenous Village is a space that we have created to address a cause that is around our food, our way of life. Rastafari is a way of life. So JSIF really gave I and I an opportunity where we could do the 3 P's, which is to preserve, to protect, and promote our culture for the preservation of our culture. JSIF has allowed us to train this community. A lot of the people here are trained in many different skills just based on what JSIF brought to the table. So we were able to impact on the geographical community and the intentional community as well. And really and truly, just to be able to affect the economic of Rastafari, for our creativity and our story to be told by us. Special, very special. Now we have school children coming through the spaces from all over the world. So we know that for our main purpose, which is preservation and protection of Rastafari, Yeah man, thumbs up to JSIF.
My name is Donovan Hay. By working for CCAM, it's part of my mission to help to share that with the rest of Jamaica. To make it work is to involve the residents in the area, especially because a lot of the people actually depend directly on those natural resources. At this location, you're standing in the middle of a mixed mangrove forest, and a lot of what you'll hear would be birdsong, chattering from various insects. Natural side. We're naturally very proud. We want our guests to come and see the natural beauty.
I'm a Maroon. I was born a Maroon. My mom and dad is a Maroon, so we say I'm a true blue. Maroons are people within the drumming. The drumming itself is a language. It's a mixture of love and joy. That's what I feel, that's what I see. Free flowing vibration. My history defines who I am.
With over $1 billion Jamaican dollars invested in several communities across Jamaica, the Rural Economic Development Initiative, REDI, will be leaving thousands of thankful beneficiaries behind when it comes to an end.
We thank you. Certainly, this project has made a difference to our community.
Give thanks to JSIF, the World Bank and REDI for all this project and the help that they give us in this community.
Speaking on behalf of myself and the Ballas Valley Benevolent Society, and by extension the rest of farmers, approximately 1,000, this I must say to JSIF and REDI, the World Bank, we are more than grateful. Words cannot express the thanks that we and the gratitude that we have to offer to them for what has happened.
One of the things that REDI has done is really built a platform of support with agencies like RADA, the NIC, the Ministry of Tourism, the TPDCO. And so that platform, along with other private consultancies, community-based organizations, farmers groups, water user services groups, these are the groups that really are still able to have the capacity to drive forward in their own development. And as other funds which exist in the environment become available, they also now have the capacity to access those funds. So a part of the design of REDI was also to ensure that when we leave the landscape with these investments, that there is something left back to continue that organic development.